So hello and good morning to everyone. So our today's lead code question is 3751 and 53, that is total waveness of numbers in range part 1 and part 2. So basically in this question we are given two integers num1 and num2 and both the numbers are included in the range, right? And what we need to do is we need to find the waveness of this range, and the waveness is basically the total count of peaks and valleys, right? So when we call a digit a peak, so suppose if you have 484, so this digit 8 is a peak if both of its immediate numbers left and right are smaller than the current number, then this is called a peak. The second case, let's say 212, 212, so if both the immediate neighbors are greater than the current number, then it is called a valley, right? And it is also given that the first and last digit of a number cannot be peaks and valleys, and any number with fewer than 3 digits have a waveness of 0. That means all numbers from 0 to 99 have a waveness value 0. And what we need to find, that the total sum of waveness of all the numbers in the given range, right? That is we need to find. So let's see an example. So we have a range from 120 to 130. So let's start. So first we take number 120. So 2 is greater than 1 and 2 is greater than 0. So a value is found here. Then 121. Again at 2 we have a value. 122. At 122 it is like this. So we don't have a value over this point because these and these 2 and 2 are equal. So not a value. Then 123. Same. At 123. 1, 2, 3. We don't have a value at 2. Similarly for 124, 125 and up to 129 there is no value. Then at 130, we have 1, then 3, then 3 and then we have 0. 1, 3 and 0. So we can see we have a value at 3. So if we see in the range we have two values over here and one value over here. So the total number of values is 3. And as we know, waveness is basically the count of valleys plus peaks. Sorry, these are not valleys, these are peaks. These are peaks. So total peaks here are 3. So the output is 3. So let's see the constraints. So here the constraints num1 and num2 can be up to 10 की power 15 in lead code 3751. In lead code 3751, this constraint is only up to 10 की power 5, and that's why the brute force approach worked over there. So if you want to know the brute force approach, you can watch out my video of lead code 3751 to get to know about brute force approach, how we have handled that. But now if you see that the limit over here is 10 की power 15, so that brute force will give us time limit exceed. So we have to think of some another approach, right? So let's move to the approach part. As we know, a digit contributes to the waveness of a number if it is either a peak or it is a valley, right? And for a digit to be a peak or valley, what we need to know what is its left digit and what is its right digit. So then if we know the left digit and the right digit, then we compare these two and then we decide whether our current digit is a valley or a peak, right? So if we see an example, let's say we have three digits 484. So if we see this 8 is a peak because it is greater than both of its adjacent numbers, so it is a peak. So basically here what we'll do is, what we'll be using digit dp to solve due to the constraint 10 की power 15. So what we'll do is we'll construct the number from left to right. But as we know, we cannot determine whether a digit is peak or valley until we do not get its right digit, because to determine a digit is peak or valley, we need both of its left digit and right digit, right? So while constructing from left to right, we cannot tell whether a digit is peak or valley until we do not get its right digit. So to handle this, what we'll do is we keep the last two digits. Right? And whenever we put a new digit, then we determine whether the middle digit is a peak or valley, because already we have tracked these two and now we get a third one. So now we can determine whether this digit is a peak or valley, right? So this way we are handling this. And as we know, our range can be up to 10 ki power 15. So the brute force approach, that is iterate through each number in the range and then check. That is not possible here because we get time limit exceed, and even our brute force time complexity will be was big of num2 minus num1 into 6. And for in that case num2 was 10 ki power 5, but here num2 is 10 ki power 15. So in worst case it is big of 10 ki power 15, which will give us time limit exceed. So we can't use our brute force approach here. So what we'll do is we'll use digit dp to compute the total waveness of all the numbers in the range 1 to n, right? And then what will be our answer will be f of num2 minus f of num1 minus 1. Basically f of n will give us the total waveness in the range 1 to n, and we need the waveness from num1 to num2. So what we'll do is we'll find the waveness from 1 to num2, and then from that we subtract the waveness from 1 to num1 minus 1. So this is equal to the waveness from num1 to num2, right? That is 1 to num2 minus 1 to num1 minus 1, right? So let's see how we'll be implementing this function f, right? So as we know, we are using digit dp. So let's see what will be the states. So we have position, we have a tight, we have started, we have the previous two digits that we have tracked. So position is basically which current digit we are tracking right now, or current digit position. Now the next variable tight. So tight can have two values. Tight can be either 1 0 or 1. So if it will tell whether the prefix that we have built, the number that we have built, is exactly equal to n or not. So let's see an example to understand tight. So suppose our n value is 4844, right? And suppose till now we have built 484. So if we see here also we have 484, and the number in that we have built is also having 484. So both have the same prefix. So in that case the tight value will be 1, right? But let's say we have taken 3 2 1, 3 to 1. So if we see 3 to 1 484, both are different. So in that case tight will be 0. So suppose at position 0 in the number, if we take d is equal to 4, that means we are taking the same digit, then our tight will be 1. But if we take d is equal to 2, if we take digit is equal to 2 at the position number 0, at position 0 we have taken digit is equal to 2, then what are the possible numbers we can form? We can form all the numbers up to 2999, right? But we know all these numbers are lesser than 4844. All these numbers are lesser than 4844. So in that case tight is equal to 0, right? Tight is equal to 0. So if tight is equal to 1, that means we are taking the exact digit values. But if tight is equal to 0, then we have taken some smaller value than the value present in the actual number n. right? So if we see at position 0 we have taken 2 which is smaller than 4. 2 is smaller than 4, that's why we have make tight is equal to 0, right? Then the third variable, that is started. So this variable tells us whether we have placed a non-leading 0 digit yet or not. That is, while constructing the number, does we have put a non-zero digit yet? That is a digit from 1 to 9 yet or not, or we are putting zeros only? We are putting zeros only. If you are putting zeros only, then started will be 0, else started will become 1. Then this previous two will store the digit before the previous digit. It will store the digit before the previous digit, and previous one will store the previous digit, right? So these are the five things. These are the five things present in our DP state, that is position, tight, started, and previous two and previous one. If you haven't get any of them, then please be patient, you will get them in future when I explain you with the help of an example. The deep and then our DP will return us two things: total waveness and the count numbers, right? So total waveness is the total waveness contributed by all the valid numbers formed from this state. So suppose we are at this state and we can form multiple numbers from this state. So total waveness of all the numbers and all the numbers formed from this state is given in this variable. And then count numbers is the number of valid numbers formed from this state. So let me give you an example. Suppose we have 484. So from here, how many digits we can form? We can form 4840, we can form 4841, and up to 4849, right? So we can form 10 digits. So this state has how many childs? This state has 10 childs. So this count number will store the number of childs or the number of valid numbers or the valid numbers that we can form from our current state. And the total waveness is basically the waveness of all these numbers, right? That is our parent number, and all the child numbers that we can form. So these are the two things that we get from the DP. Now you may know, now you may think why we are getting these two values, both these values here, right? Why we are returning both the values? So let's say, suppose we have 484. Suppose we have currently 48 and the next digit that we have taken is 4. So now we have 484. So if we see 484, so here this 8 forms a peak, right? This forms a peak. And as we have already discussed, from 484 we can form 10 numbers, that is from 4840 to 4849, right? We can form 10 numbers. So this peak, that is the peak at 8, that appears in 484, right? It will appear in all these 10 numbers, right? This peak at 8 this peak at 8 will appear in all the child states also, right? So the contribution of this peak is not 1, it is 1 into total childs, that is 10, that is 1 into 10, right? So that's why we are counting the number of childs also. That's where we are counting the number of childs also, because if we get a peak or valley at parent, then that peak or valley will also be present in all the childs. So now instead of checking that particular peak or valley in childs, we just what we'll do, we directly do total number of childs into 1, right? We need not to check it again, right? So that's why we are returning count numbers also. Next thing that we need to understand is state transition. So like how the DP is transiting this state, right? We know we are constructing the numbers. So at every valid digit. So at each position we'll try all valid digits. We'll try all valid digits from 0 to limit. Now you may think, what is this limit? What is this limit? So how we'll find limit? So we I hope you remember a tight variable that we have in our DP state. So if tight is equal to 1, if tight is equal to 1, then our limit will be the digit at position in the number n, in n. If tight is equal to 0, if tight is equal to 0, then our limit will be 9. So this way we'll find the limit, and then at that position we'll try out all the digits from 0 to limit, 0 to limit, to make all the numbers. So let's see an example. Suppose we have taken n is equal to 4844. Now at position 0, if we choose d is equal to 3. So but in n at position 0 we have 4, and we choose 3 is less than 4, right? So all the numbers that can be made with that particular choice will all be lesser than 4844, right? Those numbers will be less than 4844. So in that case our tight will be 0. So for position 1 we can choose any number from 0 to 9, any number from 0 to 9, right? So here if you see, if tight is equal to 0, then our limit will be 9, limit is equal to 9, that we can choose any number from 0 to 9. But suppose at position 0, if we have chosen d is equal to 4, then we have to make tight is equal to 1, right? We have to make tight is equal to 1. Now if tight is equal to 1, and then for position 1 we can choose up to the number present over here. So here 8 is present, so then our limit will be 8, limit will be 8. So suppose if you have chosen 9, if you have chosen 9, 4 9 something something, so that number will be greater than our maximum number, that is 4844, right? So this way tight will help, this way this tight variable will help us to find to the limit of the digits at any position, at any position. So if tight is equal to 0, if at any position tight is equal to 0, then we can choose any digits from 0 to 9 for that particular position. But if tight variable is equal to 1, then our limit will be the digit or the value present at that particular position. So here 8 was present, so our limit will be 8, that is we can choose numbers, we can choose digits between 0 to 8 only, right? So I hope you get the tight variable now, right? So next we'll see the different cases. So suppose our n is 4844, and at position 0 we can choose any digits from 0 to 4. So if you have chosen 0, then then our started variable, so started variable tells whether we have put a non-zero digit or not, non-zero digit or not, right? So if our started variable is false and our current digit or current choice that we have taken is 0, that means earlier we also have 0 and now we are also selecting 0, that means we haven't placed a non-zero digit yet, right? So what we do, we skip the digits and keep our started variable equal to 0 and call the DFS variable with the next position, right? So this case is telling that the actual number hasn't started yet, we just are dealing with zeros. So this is case 1. Now the case 2, that we get the first non-zero digit, so suppose we have taken 0 0 and now we are taking 3, so in that case we need to update our previous one, and previous 2. Initially both has value 10. So 10 means they do not have any digit. 10 means they do not have any digit. But now we get a digit 3. So we update our previous one with the current digit. We update our new previous one with the current digit. And here 10 means we still no digit exists. Still no digit exists for previous 2. So this is case 2. That is when we get a first non-zero digit. So still no peak or valley can form, because as we know, for peak or valley we can at least require 3 digits. We at least require 3 digits. Sorry. Now let's see the case number 3. That is the number already started. That is the started variable is equal to 1, and only at least 2 digits exist. At least 2 digits has already exist. That is, let's say we have suppose 4844, and let's say 4 and 6 we have taken 4 here and then 6 here. 4 6 exists. Now when we take a third digit, now let's say we take 3. We take 3, then we check for this number, then we get 3 numbers. So we check for this number, that whether we have a valley या peak at this place, right? So we check whether the middle digit, that is previous one, previous, so we have 3 digits. This is previous 2, this is previous one, and this is a current digit D. So we compare these 3 and find that whether we have a value or peak at previous one. So if any of the condition holds, that is either peak or valley, then we make the variable value add is equal to 1. That means we have a peak or valley over here. But if none of them is present, then our add value will be 0, right? Now suppose we have 48, we have taken 484, we have taken 484, and we have a peak over here at 8. At 8 we have a peak, so we make add is equal to 1, right? And now earlier, before this state, our previous one was previous one was 8 and previous 2 was 4. Now we need to update these values. Now previous 2 will become 8, and previous one will become this 4. This is 8 and this is 4, right? And then from this state, how many childs we can make? We can make 4840, we can make 4841, and all up to 4849, all up to 4849, right? So for these childs also we'll see the last 3 digits, we'll see the last 3 digits. So if you see 4845, 4845 has a valley, 4846 also has a valley, and all up to 4849. All these 4 numbers, 5 6 7 8 9, all these 5 numbers have a valley at 845, 846, 847, 848, 849. So these are valley 5. Now suppose the recursion call will return us the child dot waveness. So here if we see in the childs we have 5, as the waveness, because we have 5 values in 484, 4846, 489, and total number of child count. So here for 484 the child count is 10, that is 4840, and all up to 4849. So 10 is the child count, right? And now as we know, we have discovered a peak over here at 484. At 484 we have discovered a peak. So this peak should be contributed to all the childs, so what should be our contribution formula? So for 484, the total waveness will be the waveness present in the childs. So in the childs we have only waveness as 5, we have waveness as 5 plus add value is equal to 1, because we get a peak, at 8. So add value is 1 and child count is 10. So total waveness in this state, in the state of 484 will be 15. That is 5 into 1 plus 10, 15, right? You can even count if you want how that waveness is 15, right? So as we know, 4840, this has only one peak, that is 8. Then 4841, only one. all up to 4844 has only one peak. Then from 4845, in 4845 this has one peak and one valley at 5. So these five numbers have only one peak. The rest five numbers has one peak plus one valley. So if you see 5 to the 10 plus 5, so 15, and that same value that we get from the contribution formula, right? So this is the main observation of the solution, right? So we get the child waveness, we get the child count, and then our formula total waveness is equal to the child waveness plus add will be 1 or 0. 1 if we have a valley or peak in parent, else it will be 0 into child count, right? So this is the formula. Now let's see the base case. So base case will be when we process all the positions, that is position is equal to size. In that case we return 0 comma 1. That means 0 is the waveness and child count is 1, right? So that means we have formed one valid number, right? And there are no further digits that is left to contribute to the waveness. So let's see the complexity. So if d is the number of digits, and as we know n can be up to 10 to the power 15, so d will be 16, right? And in dp we have position, we have tight, we have tight, we have shifted, sorry, started, not shifted, we have started. Then we have what we called we have previous one and we have previous two. So position can have 16 values, tight is either 0 or 1, shifted is also either 0 or 1, previous can have value from 0 to 10, previous two can also have value from 0 to 10. So the total number of states will be 16 into 2 into 2 into 11 into, that is 7744 states, right? And as we know, at most each state will try 10 digits. So the total time complexity will be O of d into 11 into 11 into 10, which is approximately 8 into 10 ki power 4. So that's the time complexity of this approach, right? So next we'll see with the help of an example. Taken n is equal to 4849. That means we have to compute waveness from 1 to 4849, right? So initially, so what will be our initial state? So we call dfs of position is equal to 0, tight will be 1, and started is equal to 0, and previous one is equal to 10, and previous two is also equal to 10. That means they do not have any digits yet, right? So this is our initial state. Then at position 0, we have tight is equal to 1, right? When we call the function we have tight is equal to 1. So when we have tight is equal to 1, then we have to choose limit is equal to the digit that is present. So current digit of n is equal to 4, as we have 4849. So at position 0 we have digit 4, so our limit is 4. Now while constructing the number we can take digits from 0 to d is equal to 4, right? For position is equal to 0. So suppose we have chosen let's say d is equal to 4, we have chosen d is equal to 4 at position 0. Now we need to find next tight, so next tight is current tight, which is 1, and if we have chosen the digit, if you have chosen d is equal to limit, so yes, d is equal to limit, so it is also true. So 1 and 1 will be 1, so next tight will be 1. So how to find next tight? Next tight is current tight value, and if d is equal to limit, then this will give us the value of the next tight. So we get next tight is equal to 1 because 4 is equal to limit. So now we call dfs of position 1, next tight is 1, started is 1 because we have chosen a non-zero digit, so started is equal to 1. Previous two is still 10, but previous one is equal to 4 because this is our previous one. Now at position 1, at position 1, what is our number? Our number is 4849, and for position 0, we have chosen 4. Now we have to choose for position 1, right? So current digit of n is 8. At position 1 current digit is 8, so tight is equal to 1. That means limit is equal to the current digit, limit is equal to 8. Now suppose again we choose the same digit limit, right? Again suppose we choose d is equal to 8, right? So now our number become 4 and 8, right? And before this choosing, our previous two will be 10. That means no digit is selected, no digit was selected, and previous one was 4, right? So if you see, our previous two was 10, so even after choosing 8 we still have only two digits because previous two was 10, right? So we cannot determine any value or peak over here. Now again we have updated, and previous two now become 4, and 8 will become our previous one, and still our tight is equal to 1 because we have chosen d is equal to limit, but suppose if we have chosen 7 over here, then our tight will be 0, tight could have become 0, right? Then we have called DFS of 211, that is position 2, tight is 1, started is 1, 4, 4 is our previous 2, and 8 is our previous one, right? Then we have moved to position 4, our n is equal to 4849, and till now we have chosen 48, and we have to choose for position 2. Our tight value is equal to 1, that means our limit should be up to the digit that we have taken, that is 4. So limit is equal to 4, right? So now suppose we have choose 4 over here. At position 2 also, we have chosen 4, right? And as we know, our previous two is not equal to 10. That means we have now 3 digits, so now we need to determine whether we have a peak or valley at previous one. So what is our previous one? Previous one is equal to 8, previous 2 is equal to 4, our d is equal to 4. That means 4 8 4, 4 8 4. So we can see we have a peak here, so we get a peak here. So as we know, when we get a peak, we make the value of variable add is equal to 1. That means we have to add this value to all the childs, right? So we have discovered one peak, right? And now 484, so 8 will become our previous 2, and this 4 will become our previous one, and then we call for DFS for position 3, right? So we have 4849, our n is equal to 4849, and again our tight is equal to 1, so our limit is equal to the digit, that is 9, so limit is equal to 9. And till now we have selected 484, and here we have a peak, right? So for position number 3 we can try out all the possible digits, that is 0 to 9, right? So let's say we see 484, let's say we take 4848, we take 8 here. So we see now we check whether at previous one, so this is our previous one, this is our previous two, so we check whether we have a peak or valley at previous one. So previous two is 8, then previous one is 4, and then again 8, 8 4 8. So we have a valley, we have a valley at p1, and as we know, add is equal to 1, oh, 1 in 484. When we have discovered 484, we have made add is equal to 1. So if you see, that peak is also present in the child, right? So we have discovered a value in 4848, right? So we can't move further, because there is no child left, right? If we move further, we get position equal to size. That means we return zero waveness and one child, right? So when we come back, So when we come back to 4848, we know this 4 was a value and the value of add variable is 1. Add is equal to 1. Now the total waveness at 4848 is child waveness is 1 plus add is 1 and child count is, sorry, child waveness was 0 because we get 0 comma 1, we get 0 comma 1. So child waveness is 0, add is 1 and child count is 1. So total waveness at 4848 is 1, right? And that is the waveness at 4848. So we return that back, we return that back. Now when we return to the position 484, right, this position, right? So now we have, let's say we have processed all the position 3, that is we have taken all the values from 0 to 9 here, and we know here at position 2 we have add is equal to 1 because there is a peak at 8, peak at 8. And for this state, what are the childs? That is 4840, 4841 and all up to 4849. That is the child count is 10, child count is 10. And the child waveness is in 840 there is no peak or no valley, 841 there is no peak or valley, in 845 we get a valley, 846 we get a valley, 847 we get a valley, 848 also there is valley, 849 we get a valley. So child waveness is 5, 5 is the child waveness. So for this state, what is the total waveness? Total waveness is equal to child waveness plus, here add value is 1, add is 1 into total count, child count is 10. So total waveness over here is 15, here is 15. So this way we'll find the total waveness for the parent node or for the position 2, where we have the number 484. Now we return from 484, we return this waveness 15 to the state 48, right, to the parent of 484 is 48. So that this 15 waveness is written here, and here we know child waveness is 15 plus, here there is no peak or no value, so add value is 0 and child count is again 484, child count is 4, right? So the waveness here is 15, so 48 will return that waveness to its parent 4. So this way we'll get the total waveness, right? So let's move to the code part. So we have taken a structure node that has waveness and count because we need both, right? And then we have taken a string variable s to store the number capital N, and then we have taken a dp that will store position comma tight comma started comma previous to comma previous one, right? These are the 5 things, and we also have a visited array. Now let's see the dfs function. So what it does is it will take the 5 variables and check if position is equal to s dot size. That means we have processed all the digits, so we return waveness as 0 and child count as 1, right? But if base case is not there, then we check if our current state is already processed or not. If our current state is already processed, then we return the dp value that we already stored. If the both the conditions that doesn't satisfy, that means we have a new state, so we mark this state as true, that we have visited this state. And then we have taken 2 variables, total waveness and total count, to store the values for this state, right? And then we check the current limit of digits for our current position. So we check if tight is equal to 1, then limit is the digit present at the position, but if tight is equal to 0, then the limit can be 9, right? And then we, for this position, then we take all the digits from 0 to limit, and then we find the next tight is basically previous tight. Then we take AND with the this thing, whether if we have taken d is equal to limit, if our d is equal to limit and we take with tight, so that will give us the value of next iterate. Now this is case 1. This is case 1. That is, if started is equal to false, that means till now we have taken the values as 0, and if our current value is also 0, if our current value is also 0, that means there cannot be any peak here, there cannot be any peak here. Then we call the child, that is for next position, next type started is still 0, and there we do not get any digits yet, so that's why we are passing 10. So the total waveness for this state is the waveness that we get from the child, and total count is the child count. The next case is we get a non-leading zero case, we get a non-leading digit, non-zero digit, right? We get a non-zero digit. In that case, now we get a non-zero digit. So now we have two cases. That first case, started is still 0. If started is still 0, then we directly update our previous one. We directly update our previous one, because we get only one digit till now. We only get one digit, right? So we updated our new previous one with D, and new previous 2 will still be 0 10. That means that do not have any digit. Or started is not equal to 0. Started is not equal to 0. That means we have already get one digit. We have already get one digit. Now we check if previous 2 is not equal to 10. That means we have a value in previous 2. That means we have now 3 digits available to us. That is previous 2, previous 1, and D. So we check. We first check peak or we check valley. So if we get either a peak or valley, then we mark add is equal to 1. Add is equal to 1, and then we update our previous 2 and previous 1, right? And after updating, we call the child is equal to DFS of position 1, next iterate 1, next previous 2, and next previous 1. And then we get in the child variable, in this child variable we get waveness and count, right? So total waveness of this state is equal to the child waveness plus the add value into child count. I have already explained you how we get this, and total count is child count, that we add the child count. And after processing all the digits, we store the value in the DP and return that value, right? So this is a DFS function, and this is our solve function. So what it does is it will give us the waveness value from 1 to n. It will give us the sum of all the waveness value from 1 to n. So here we take the number n, then we check if n is less than or equal to 0, then we return 0. Then we convert the number to the string, and then we mark all the visited nodes as 0, and then we call the DFS function, and then return the DFS dot waveness, the waveness that we got, that we return to this function. And in total waveness function, we call the solve function for num2. So we get 1 to waveness of 1 to num2, and then we subtract the waveness value of 1 to num1 minus 1 from that value. So that will give us the waveness value from num1 to num2, right? So this is the code. So I hope I am able to explain you the solution properly. So if you like the video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe the channel. Thank you.